that's to then happen.
Now, after the Kenya Petroleum Refinery Limited stopped the refining process in 2012, the facility has not been able to bounce back. Now, for almost 7 years, Kenya Pipeline Company has been fronted as the solution by taking over, a decision that was cabinet approved in June this year. Now, what's the status of KPRL? Joining us all the way from KPRL Mombasa is Noah Kipkemboi with the details. Good afternoon, Noah. Tell us more.
Well, indeed, good afternoon. And as you've rightly put it, we've seen a lot of development when it comes to KPRL. And it's the same question that we've had, Kelvin. Come to think about Kenya discovering we have crude oil, then going back in memory and saying, oh, we used to do some oil refining. What happened to that? Oh, KPRL was part of that discussion. Then why are we not able to do that? So this is an evolving issue, and we've seen quite a number of changes in regards to what is happening here. As of June this year, it was very clear from the cabinet that Kenya Petroleum Refineries Limited will come and be taken over by the KPC, Kenya Pipeline. And right now I'm joined by the acting CEO of KPRL, CPA Joseph Ndoti. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Maybe briefly tell us where we are right now in regards to the relationship between KPC and KPRL.
Okay, where we are now is that we've been on a lease arrangement with KPC since 28th March 2017. And the significant milestone to date is that on 18th July 2023, the cabinet of the government of Kenya approved the takeover of KPRL by KPC. There had already been an earlier cabinet approval towards the same, which happened on 11th August 2016. So with that approval, we've now been working on what we call share transfer arrangement, whereby KPC takes over KPRL through a share transfer arrangement. Okay. So KPRL then becomes a whole-owned subsidiary of KPC.
And what happens now? Because I meant to understand currently as it stands, since we stopped refining oil back in 2012, 2013. Since then, you have a lot of infrastructure here. You've been doing storage with the leasing agreement with KPC. What happens to the people who've been working here?
Of course, when refinery operations stopped, then the KPRL's operations shrunk because of the volume of activities. There have been no redundancies. However, we've seen most of KPRL staff then leave through natural attrition, that is, through resignations, retirement, and in some unfortunate cases, death. So we've seen then the KPRL establishment, direct employment of the KPRL establishment fall from about 300 staff to now 115.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the utilization of this space. You've been doing storage, a lot of it, but there is a new avenue that KPRL can sort of have a recovery, sort of a bounce back, and that space is LPG. So far, you are doing LPG storage. In fact, just directly behind us, you've been storing some of the LPG for importers in the country. Talk to us about the potential and how you're planning to explore this niche of LPG.
So basically, the government plan and the government initiative is that the country then transits from fossil fuels into more fossil fuels to renewable energy. Through that drive, we've seen that also the government wants to bring down the cost of LPG. and that can only happen through, increased storage. Because of limited storage, then, currently the price of LPG is very high because of demurrage and other bottlenecks. So currently KPC is working jointly with KPRL to then be able to partner with the private sector to implement a massive or bulk LPG facility. That then will improve the penetration or usage of LPG to the common mwananchi, because currently it remains a preserve of probably the middle and the upper class.
Okay.
So that is an opportunity that then has been given to us by the government, which we are happy to implement. We've shown you the site where the 30,000 empty bulk LPG facility will be done, and progressively that will also be enhanced to 50,000, eventually to 50,000 metric tons. And with KPC now coming on board to take over KPRL, we expect more projects will be evaluated. And one of those projects is alternative use of the refinery through biofuel. So it's a project that is still will be evaluated further to confirm its viability, and that resonates well with the trends towards renewable energy.
Right.
As you're aware now, slowly the world is switching off from fossil fuels, and we cannot. We have to join the not the bandwagon really, but we have to join the train.
Yes.
Otherwise, then we could be left behind. And recently, you've seen Our Excellency the President has been very, very supportive of Kenya's transition towards renewable energy.
And we'll be, checking and keeping a look at how KPRL fits into the larger transition journey that the country is undergoing towards, more sustainable and renewable energy with some of these state resources. But thank you very much, CPA Joseph Ndoti, the acting CEO at KPRL. Kelvin, he tells me that it's time for a bounce back. They say that the phoenix sometimes it's burnt, but it rises from the ashes. And with LPG, it seems it is the route towards, of course, KPRL regaining not its notoriety, but going back to where it belongs, especially in the space of renewable through LPG. Back to you, Kelvin.
All right, Noah, there in Mombasa, it seems the heat is really